Hello guys, how are you guys doing today? I'm in my living room again because I kind of like this better than the blue room up there. I don't know. Even though you can see like all her toys in the back and stuff, but I feel like the lighting is way better. I'm using like the natural light from the window, and there's a huge window right here, so yeah. Also, before I start, I want to let you guys know that I'm sick. I don't know if my voice sounds different. I'm probably used to it, but it probably sounds kind of weird and stuff. But yeah, I've had like a cough and a runny nose and just a lot of things going on. So if my voice is different, that's probably why. Anyways, today I'm going to be telling you guys a story actually about Marisela. Marisela is my daughter. She's a year and 5 months now. So this is actually something that happened. If I'm wrong, I'll put it somewhere on the screen. But she was around, I'm thinking she was around 9 months when this happened, because I remember she was crawling and stuff. Anyways, this is a story about the time when she broke her collarbone. I know, so sad, heartbreaking, like, to this day when I think about it, I'm like, oh my gosh, like, I feel so bad that she had to go through that at such a young age, you know. So let's just get right into it. So upstairs, we were in the blue room I actually used to film in. I always call it the blue room because the walls are blue. But in that room up there, there's 2 mattresses on the ground. There's one that's kind of higher. It's probably like 2 feet. And then the smaller one is like 1 foot. They're super small. They're just mattresses. They're not even like on a bed frame thing or whatever they're called. They're just on the ground. So I was doing laundry. I was like folding clothes, you know. And she was playing. She was crawling at the time, like I said. So she was on the smaller mattress. She was like climbing up there and sitting on it, you know. I was just folding clothes on the bigger mattress. And on the edge of the mattress, she sat down with her back like this is the edge of the mattress, and her back was like right here, and she was facing that way. So she leaned back a little bit. Guys, I'm telling you, this mattress was like a foot high, not even tall. I know she's a baby, but even for a baby, it was not even tall. If I can, I'll put like a picture, or I'll show you guys a clip really fast. So yeah, the mattress is not even tall, but anyways, she was sitting right there on the edge, and she leaned back a little, and she just fell back. And it really was not even bad. Like, I was kind of like right in front of her, so I reached. So my dad came home, and he wanted to be in the living room, and he kind of kicked me out. I'm getting my offer to leave, but so I'm back in my usual place. But anyways, where was I? She basically leaned, the mattress is right here. She leaned off of the edge backwards, and she fell back, and I was right here, right in front of her, and I kind of went forward to like try to catch her, but I didn't. She just literally just fell. And honestly, like, I know she was a baby and stuff, but I honestly didn't think it was a big deal. Like, it's so low. It's on carpet. Like, I seriously did not think it hurt her at all. But I was definitely wrong. So I picked her up right away, and she started crying. She cried for like 2 minutes. And I did notice it was like harder. Not harder, but like she cried a little bit more than usual. I grabbed her. I thought it was because she got scared because she fell and stuff. Because she fell, you know. So I grabbed her, and I was like hugging her and like patting her back. And after like 2 minutes, she stopped. So I was kind of scared. I was like, okay, she cried a little bit like more than usual. Like, I want to see if she's okay. So I put her down, and she started crying again. I think she's just like sensitive because she fell. Like, she just wants me to hold her, because when I would hold her, she was like fine. This is just like 5 minutes right after it happened. It was at night. So probably like 20 minutes later, her bedtime came. I put her to sleep, and so the night passed, you know. Then the morning came, and I remembered, and I was like, okay, like I want to see if she's okay. So I grabbed her, I went to my mom's room. I didn't even tell my mom yet. I went to my mom's room, and she was like, she was definitely fussy, way more than usual. So we were playing, and my mom was like, why is she crying so much? Like, and I told her, I was like, well, this happened last night. Like, the fall wasn't hard. Like, I don't think anything happened to her, but I don't know, maybe she just like twisted something, or just like a bruise or something from there. She's like, really? That's so weird. And she's like, let's just watch her a little more. So we went downstairs, we put out her toys, and we put her down to crawl. And as soon as we put her down, she started crying and crying. And we were like, okay, no, like something has to be wrong. And the reason why we were kind of hesitating to like take her somewhere was because she wouldn't cry all the time. We thought maybe she was just like grumpy. Anyways, we end up leaving. We didn't want to go to the hospital yet. We wanted to go to like a doctor. It was the weekend, so no doctors were open. So we were like, okay, we'll go to an urgent care. So we went to an urgent care like 10 minutes away, I think, from my house. 5 or 10 minutes, it's not far. And we got there, and they were barely like opening, and the nurse told us that their system was down or something, like they couldn't see people. And we were like, great. So to another one. This one was like far. Like, this one was about 20 to 25 minutes away from my house. We had to get on the freeway. So, because we didn't really know about any urgent cares close by, so we asked the lady, and she told us about this one. And we went on the freeway. We got there, and we were waiting and waiting. They opened like at 9, I think, or 9:30 or something, and it was like 9:10. Then we waited like 20 minutes. Then a lady comes out and tells us that the doctor is late. And we were like, oh my gosh, like Maricela, she was grumpy. She was crying in the car seat, and like we just wanted to, we didn't want her to be in pain, you know, and we didn't know what was wrong. Like, it was just crazy. It was me and my mom in the car, and Maricela, obviously. So we leave that place. We go back towards my house. It's like in the middle of where we were in my house. So it's like 15 minutes away from my house. Still on the freeway. So we stop at this urgent care. I fill out all the paperwork. They see us. We go in after like waiting 20 minutes. We go in, and we see a doctor sees us. It's a lady, and she's like, and keep in mind, I know this isn't a baby doctor, but she's still a doctor, you know, like, okay. I told her like what's happening, what we think, what happened, what we think is wrong, like something hurts her, we don't know where or what. So this lady sits Maricela, we sit her down on the little bed, you know. Maricela's crying. This lady moves every part of her body, and she is not being gentle. She is pulling stuff, pulling her arm, twisting it back, her legs, lifting it up, her neck. She's moving stuff like crazy. And I'm like trying to tell her, like, can you be gentle? Like, I know you have to find out what it is, but can you be gentle? And I didn't really tell her like that, but I'm like, oh, like, be careful. Like, we don't know what's wrong. Like, you know. And Maricela's crying the whole time, like, so we don't know when she moves something. We don't know. The doctor won't even know, like, if that part hurts or if this part hurts. Like, she doesn't even, I feel like she doesn't know what she's doing. So she's done, and she's like, no, nothing's wrong with her. Like, nothing's broken, nothing's sprained, nothing. Like, if this was broken, she wouldn't be able to do this. If this was broken, she wouldn't do that. She's like, it's just her teeth. And I'm like, no, like, she's been teething for a couple months. Like, I know how she acts when it's her teeth. Like, this isn't normal for her. And she's like, no, it's her teeth. Just give her like Orajel, this and that, maybe some Tylenol, blah, 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 because it's her teeth. I guess I'm just like, okay, like, I guess. When I leave, I'm thinking, I know my daughter. Like, I know she doesn't act like this all the time. Like, I know this isn't normal. I know something's wrong with her. But anyways, my mom's like, well, she said it's her teeth. How about we just go home and she takes her nap, because Maricela was grumpy, and we see what happens. Like, if she changes, if she gets better, like, you know. So we go home. I lay her down for her nap, and she's still fussy. When she wakes up, she still doesn't want to play. She doesn't want to cross. So I'm like, okay, Mom, like, let's go to the hospital. And I actually called her doctor too, the doctor on call. And she's like, you know what, like, you need to go to the hospital and get x-rays. So we leave to the ER. The wait is literally like 4 to 5 hours. And then they finally call us in. They asked me all this stuff, like what happened, how she's been acting. They end up taking x-rays of her whole body, and I know it was a lot of radiation, but it was necessary. Like, we needed to know what was wrong. We didn't know where. So they end up taking x-rays, and then we still wait for another 2 hours. The total time we were at the hospital was like 6 hours. It was ridiculous. She was so tired, poor baby, and in pain. Anyways, the doctor finally comes in and tells us that she broke her collarbone. And he actually found it really weird, like how she fell, like how it would have broken that bone. And honestly, I had no idea either, because like I'm telling you guys, I told the doctors the same thing. It was so low. She didn't fall hard. It was on carpet. I guess it must have been like, maybe when she fell back, she probably tried to like hold herself up, because you know she's a baby, but they're smart, you know, they have instincts just like us. So she probably tried to like hold herself up, and maybe she like